Yes, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. If you're new and here, you know what to do. You know what to do. Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. So, today we spoke about this morning about Nicklas Füllkrug and how he's been linked with a move to Real Madrid. Indeed. I'm talking about Real Madrid. The last player for West Ham to play for Real Madrid, Julien Faubert, will be in Romford, will be at the Rusk Club with Jimmy Walker, with Thomas Repka for an E13 event. So go and check out there. I think there's a few tickets available left for that one. But yeah, spoke about that. Then Hammer's headlines. We spoke about, actually, we're going to talk about a player that we're going to talk about in a minute again, in terms of Mario Stroeykens, and also João Polina and Nico Gonzalez from Juventus and various others. So go back and check that out. But it is the world famous Hammer's headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Don't forget to check them out in the description below. So the first story is about what would you consider a windfall to be? Because West Ham have apparently received a transfer, or due to receive a transfer windfall. Now, £1 million for you and me is life-changing, really, and it is a proper windfall. But for football clubs, the Premier League, £1 million, maybe might pay a few months of someone's wages potentially. But it is what we're going to be expecting. I mean, sorry, this is doing my brain. There we go. It's what we're going to be expecting, apparently, following a sell-on clause from one of our former players. When we sold Pierre Aguerd to Sunderland, we included a 35% sell-on clause to that. Now, he was a regular for Sunderland in the 23-24 season, but last season, Roger Leboy, he decided he was surplus to requirements, so to speak, and sanctioned a loan move to Saint Etienne. The 23-year-old was played 29 times for Saint Etienne, but failed to keep them in Ligue 1. Saint Etienne, same side that we're interested in Lucas to stand in as well. So that's maybe Pierre could have a quick word as well. Even so, despite being relegated, Saint Etienne have decided they wanted to sign the midfield permanently and are poised to trigger an option to buy clause that was involved in the loan deal. Sunderland are supposed to receive around £5 million for his departure, which means that some of the transfer will be coming our way. We're due to receive £1.8 million, as that'll be around about 35% of the share of the fee. However, Chelsea, due to a clause agreed in when we got him from Chelsea in 2021, during his departure from Stamford Bridge, we had a clause, I think it's a 25% clause on anything we would receive for him future. So to use that clause, we're going to have to pay Chelsea £630,000, which will mean we'll have £1.17 million, according to X. The money will be added to Graham Potter's transfer kitty this summer. £1 million. Hey, now for you and me, £1 million, we wouldn't sniff at £1 million, would we? I wouldn't turn it down. But is it really going to, turn the dial? I don't think so. But look, you never know. You never know what we've got planned. That could be added to. As according to X, West Ham are hopeful to see movement in the sale of Aguerd. Has been the case for many weeks. He's seen as a player the club are looking to offload soon, particularly of himself wanting to move for a particular transfer, a Champions League side, in terms of a transfer to a Champions League side, which will play a significant part in any rebuild this summer under Graham Potter. As reported on his podcast, on his Patreon, he has advised that he's confident there's confidence growing among the club that a bid from an Italian club is expected, which could then spearhead our summer recruitment. We're hoping an Italian team makes an official approach for Aguerd. There has been talk of Juventus could be about to offer money and Daniel Reggiani in exchange, but that's something they don't want. West Ham want the full money. Reggiani isn't a desired option. The defender is soon to be 31 and doesn't fit the profile of player that the club are looking for, and he hasn't played more than half the season of games for his club since in his first 2 seasons of his career, so injury-plagued career with Daniel Reggiani. They're hopeful of potentially Roma being a possible destination. So yeah, so basically, it seems that the sale of Aguerd is expecting some movement in the coming days. Also, on top of that, it does seem that Emerson is another one who looks like could be gone very, very soon. He's been linked to a move to Lazio, having for some time with West Ham, having previously stated an asking price of £8.5 million. Obviously, he played at Roma, and there's not that many. I think he'll be the 19th, 20th person to have played for. Rome themselves, I think they've agreed the cost for Nuno Tavares from was he Arsenal? He was previously Arsenal. Was he Marseille before then? I think he was. So he was on loan with Lazio, and then they made that deal. No, he was Arsenal. Yeah, he was Arsenal, and he was still, he'd been on loan to Marseille, Nottingham Forest, Lazio. Then Lazio made that permanent, that move. That was a couple of weeks ago, and they're looking to now basically make some money on Tavares. They paid, I think, £5 million, which seems an absolute bargain, to be honest, for someone who's still 25, Portuguese international as well. And so no one of them reinvest that money in Emerson, which seems a bit of a strange thing to do, but hey ho. Elsewhere, let's talk about Mario. Let's talk about Mario. We spoke about Mario in Hammer's headline, Rusty Rimmer rating this afternoon, talking about how X is saying he's a player of very strong interest. Well, maybe even more interest than we thought so, because according to reports, as stated in Claret Hugh, West Ham have apparently put a bid in for the 20-year-old attacking midfielder, believed to be around £8.5 million, about €10 million, with the Belgian club wanting double. They have a price tag on him of €20 million. To be honest, for a 20-year-old and what he could bring, I think that's probably about the money, to be honest. 15-20 million euros, I think probably sounds about right. Now, what's interesting is, we plead poverty, but we've apparently put bids in for players. Don't think we apparently put a bid in for Yunus Musa from AC Milan as a last-minute bid to try and snatch him away from Napoli. So that was €25 million. So let's just get. He should be here tomorrow, surely, because we don't put in phantom bids, do we? But then again, we haven't got no money, so. What is happening? West Ham? We do not know. But what we do know is we've been linked to 132 players so far this transfer window. So no doubt, as I said, I think last year we got 160 odd. So we're well on course to hit that. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very, very much for your time as per usual. Don't forget to check out Nismar Brown Flakes news, reviews, opinions. Don't forget to check out our link below if you want to win a Mark Noble size 2017-18 shirt. £5 to enter. And there's not a lot of people put in, so there's a real good chance of actually doing something and winning it. You've had 2 lucky winners so far. They've won Jared Bowen shirts, they've won Paolo Di Canio shirts as well, and now we've got a Mark Noble shirt, and then next we'll have Billy Von Sherbrooke Mark Noble shirt combined. So that'll be fun. And that's it. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Come on, you bloody irons. And I'll see you soon. Much love. Bye bye.